Hey, this is Jonathan Smith, President of the New York Metro Area Postal Union. Today is March 19th, and I'm coming to you with the latest coronavirus update. And I know that a lot of leaders think this is a time to be politically correct. I personally disagree. This is a very serious situation. And all the union is trying to do is trying to make the best out of a bad situation. In my personal opinion, I believe that the Postal Service needs to shut its doors, at least for 2 or 3 weeks. The panic is growing out in the facilities. There are rumors going around. The employees are stressed. And I can't blame them. Because they don't know what is true and what is false. But most of all, the employees want to feel like somebody actually gives a damn about their safety and health. And when some simple things that is asked to be done is not being done, how can the employees really believe that there is real concern about their safety and health? When we ask employees to sign for masks, they should not be signing for masks. They should be given masks. There shouldn't be an excuse about gloves being available at a time like this. Then you find some gloves and you make them available. If you run out of sanitizer, then you make soap and water available and you give them liberal opportunity to go to the bathroom and wash their hands as much as they need to. Because this ain't a matter of sick or healthy. This is a matter of life and death. Yes, I had a report today. First, let me tell you, I have not gotten any reports from the DVD or NDC facility saying anyone has been affected with the coronavirus or is presumed to be affected with the coronavirus. I hear that rumor going around. I've sent the inquiry out, and management has assured me there has been no report of anyone being affected in those facilities. But I have gotten a report that in Mott Haven, one carrier is possibly affected, presumed effective. I'm waiting to get a telecon tomorrow morning to confirm that. I've also heard in FDR, there's possibly 2 cases in the FDR facility. One is a carrier, one is a mail handler. I've already reported, I think yesterday, on motor vehicle driver in the VMS facility that is presumed positive. And it really irritates me, management's approach to this, because management's response to everything is the CDC regulations, CDC recommendations, CDC. Stop the bull crap with the CDC. How about we go by common sense? Common sense tells me that if someone was driving a vehicle and then other employees got into that vehicle after that employee that is probably infected with the coronavirus, then they should be quarantined along with the driver. Don't tell me CDC regulations don't require that. Common sense requires that. Because if you managers knew that someone just got out of a car and they were affected with the coronavirus, and I told you to get in that car, you know you wouldn't. Or if you was driving a car and heard the person that was in the car before you had the coronavirus or probable coronavirus, you would want to get tested right away. You would be quarantined right away. Not because the CDC said so, because common sense says so. When are we going to use common sense? I have requested that all construction in these facilities be halted. It doesn't even make any sense with these employees working under the kind of stress that's going on right now with this virus. They have to deal with the dust and the dirt of construction, which makes them cough and sneeze. And you tell me that the virus is transmitted through droplets coming from the mouth and bodily fluids, yet we got all this construction going on that will cause you to cough and sneeze more, activating the virus or making that environment more conducive to the virus. Common sense. You can't tell me about social distancing and I go into the lobby and we're not limiting how many people go in the lobby and how far they are apart in the lobby. And the window clerks should be every other window so they can practice social distancing. Common sense approach. I'm so sick of hearing about the CDC, the CDC, the CDC, because you're not following the CDC instructions for the betterment of the employee. You're using the CDC right now as an excuse not to act. And that's wrong. People, if you have a compromised immune system, please go to your doctor. Tell your doctor. And I believe that if your immune system is compromised, your doctor will make you self-quarantine. Because it's more dangerous for you. It's not about getting sick. It's about life and death. I'm begging you. And a lot of people say, Jonathan, you seem angry right now. I am angry right now. Because we should be working together and not negotiating over people's lives. Some of these ideas that the unions is presenting to management is good common sense ideas, but they're being rejected because it's profit before people. I love the people that I represent. I don't just like them. I love them. And I love what I do. At some point, common sense has to win out. When are we going to step up and say, this is not about the CDC, but our decisions is we have to do the right thing? They're not closing the schools because this is not serious. They're not isolating convalescent homes because this is not serious. They're not saying that it should be crowds no more than 10 because this is not serious. And I'm sick of the excuses. I want to see results. Find masks. Find gloves. Gloves that fit in all sizes. I'm embarrassed when someone calls me and said the gloves are too small. The gloves are too big. These are simple problems that should be resolved. Or we can't get an order because it's not under the CDC list. So the order gets rejected, which delays the protective equipment like the gloves, the mask, the sanitizer from getting to the stations. Common sense. When are we going to use some? And I'm making suggestion after suggestion after suggestion to protect these employees. And we got to fight for some stuff that's simple. Right now, I ask for all the grievances to be held at abeyance. Management says, oh, we can't do that right now because why wouldn't you do that? Your number one concern should be the safety and the health of the employees. But you worried about giving somebody a PDI, a removal, at a time like this? When will common sense take precedence? Don't talk about you caring about these employees. Start showing them. Talk is cheap. When are you going to step up? Megan Brennan, it's time for you to make a decision. Shut these facilities down. People before profit. This thing is only going to get worse before it gets better. But people, I'm urging you, don't wait for somebody to make a decision that you have to make that's best for your life. I've never seen any organization that asks you to work in a hazardous situation and you don't get hazard pay. Because I know that if you offered people had to come in strictly on a voluntary basis, you'll get more than enough people to show up. But when you're putting single mothers at risk because they feel like they got to come to work because they got no other way to take care of their family and their child, we better than this. I'm disappointed because I'm wondering what the president is waiting on. It's time to shut stuff down. Are you looking at the TV that I'm looking at? And Italy has 300 deaths a day for the last 2.5 days? Was you looking at what China was going through? Was you looking at what Iran was going through? It's time to shut it down. And I know I'm going to get in trouble for this message because I'm not politically correct. That's nothing new. But I'm spiritually correct because I have to be honest with the people I represent, because ultimately I have to answer to God. I will keep fighting and we will get through this. But my message to the Postal Service, it's time to wake up before it's too late. Hopefully I can brief you with more positive information tomorrow. God bless.